game for the control later on. And honestly, if we talk about the late game, right, in terms of damage output, and in terms of creativity, I think creativity, I have to give it over towards the Philippines with the low E. They're going to have a lot of different angles of attack. They also have a Nolan that can constantly just look for trades across the map. Macro advantage definitely seems to be the Filipino advantage here as we get into the late stage. But if it comes to damage output, they got a Lunox. Yeah. They got an Edith as well with a Primal Wrath. And honestly, Skies who can shred down. They got the Contra shred down. Even the Terizla here. Frontliners going to have a tough time. So I don't know. So far, very 50-50. Like you said, gold lead is non-existent at this point. Both of them are just farming. Both of them are just waiting for the next neutral objective. And it'll come down to those creative little angles from Galantes. If he can find the perfect diversion to maybe get a possible flank to take down Stormy or Loliel before the fight, that's the win angle.
And I think that's why when we look at this kind of game, when you're in this kind of pacing, because again, if you guys have been watching us through the live streams, like this is a very different pacing, right? It's much slower than what we've seen in the past games. And part of that, again, is, yes, the creativity that can come from the Philippines. And that's why I think Malaysia, their draft was so good, because there's so many answers to that creativity that is going to be shown from the Philippines. This time around, though, Malaysia will start up the objective again. About half health here. I'm not sure if they fully commit to this. Buffs are up, too. They could choose to go ahead and focus on those. Saesun gets the read. Took the orange on the other side just by himself. Still no team actually committing to it just yet. It's still holding. Sakai's holding it at half. A turret does go down. There's a push though.
Glorious pathway. Just great targeting into the back. He goes down with the AOG, locking Skies down. Saesun doesn't get it. It's going to be Skies who wins out the red tree battle. Fernandez with the flanker, but Young will chase him down with the Primal Wrath. One last shot is all he needs, but Galantes is there to peel him away. It is one kill over to Malaysia and a big lord too.
A big objective locked in and secured for Malaysia. Surprisingly, again, that passive, the body of Smith for that Terizla, keeping Fernandez alive. And I'm surprised, you know, again, that Primal Wrath wasn't enough from Yumes, even with a Warcry emblem, you know, but unfortunately, no one goes down there. For Malaysia, they can play into this Lord. It's going to be pushing in the mid. They're looking to just, at this point, get some more turrets. That top one on the tier 1 will go down. Opens that up. Their main job here, because of this clear, is hopefully they get some tier 2s. I don't think they're going to be knocking on the Holy Shields. Philippines should be able to go ahead and maintain that. Gojez, though, will go in for that cutoff, trying to keep them from pressing on forward, but the tier 2 mid will go down. And maybe this is, again, at that point where you're looking at the power spikes. Is it there? Stormy grabs the Avatar, the Guardian ultimate. Look at the push happening. Wow. Saesun goes in, gets his own tier 2. And mind you, this is what happens, Mirko. We've seen this so many times. Oh, hold on. Are they going to go for their own sandwich play?
AOG, they know they're kind of split up right now. Diversion as well going to be utilized. Saesun able to cut off Skies from the rest of the team.
Oh, he forced the
Spear of Alpha. Now it's asking for the Purify coming down with also Lolio jumping with the Chaos. Fernandez putting the hammer down. Torres still able to kite away. That's a brilliant. Saesun going to be caught now. Stunned up by Gorgeous and taken down by Stormy. Fernandez on the run. That's Skies with the Spear of Alpha on the chase for the Filipino team. Torres gets splashed in the bush. Stormy gets the double. An amazing read from Malaysia.
Man, Stormy's been holding on that flicker for the majority of the game, but that one he knew. He's here, I'm grabbing that kill. Stormy, we talked about the Valentina for him, and right now he is locked in 3-0-1. They're going to go for the mid turret.
Let's see if they can clear it out. They still have Fernandez on the Terizla. Oh, a ton over the Sky. Spear of Alpha defensive. Penalty zone onto 3 from Fernandez. Locking him down with the AOG. Stormy knocked up again. A diversion off angle to the side. Galantes spotted. Gorgeous will be the one to be sacrificed here. Let's see. Oh, none of the shots connecting. Gorgeous still able to survive. One last shot should do it. And the glowing wand will burn him down.
Man, Philippines, they had to work for that, though. They had to turn that around some way. But Malaysia has been just winning these fights. And really, it's the lineup that's working in their favor here. Again, going back before on that broken, Saesun, he pushed that tier 2 turret. He got it down, able to get something out of it. And this is always something you have to watch out for when a Nolan is picked up. They like to just go ahead and push. Again, they're going to go ahead and just get in position using that diversion. They know this Lord is up in less than 10. And so the Philippines will go ahead and play around the fact that, again, they have that space towards that bottom side. And this is where we have to see here, too. You know, again, this Lunox picks, this Loliel here. Does he have enough damage to go actually and shred someone down? This is very difficult for Philippines too, the way they approach these fights, because of the fact you just have a very tanky front line. Look at the angle on the backside.
With a conceal, Yum's able to find onward, forcing to purify out. Now Torres dashing away with the demand force. One last shot, Lil finding the fadeaway. Gomez trying to save the rest of the team right now. The Spear of Alpha will hit him, and Stormy just eliminates him, takes the kill away. 2 members picked off away from Team Philippines. A diversion already being hovered over. Let's see where they go. They try to go for a steal. A desperate steal attempt now. Saison in the bottom lane. Bush again. Spear of Alpha on top of the Earth Shatter. Fernandez taken down. That's 3 members down. Yums will go over to check on the Bush. Yums unable to go for Saison, but it's all just about the escape for him right now. He's about to fracture, and Go just zones him away. There was even a penalty zone from Stormy.
A good attempt at trying to go, hey, you know, we don't have any other option. Might as well put Saison in the bush to try to get a steal. But man, Malaysia, their game sense, they know this. They go and spot it out with Yums and even forcing out that retribution to survive. So again, great play there from Malaysia. Great usage of everything, all the tools that they have to win these little fights, these decisive fights, and turn things in their favor. So now again, they march in with the Lord here, looking to take these base turrets down. Saison's going to go ahead and push that tier 2 on the top. And they always have to maintain this, because we've seen this time and time again where a Nolan from different teams is picked up, and he's pushing into the base now. So they're going to have to go for a 4-man defense against this Lord push from Malaysia. Is he going for the end? No, Stormy's there.
There's kind of many Yums, goes in for the flicker as well. Stormy has recon. Loliel go over the combo in the back. Torres is still able to survive. Winter Crown coming down. Loliel going to be taken down by Fernandez. Penalty zone from Fernandez into the AOT for Gomez. Still, the enhanced Lord is up, but Torres is right there. Skies won't be able to take them down. And Team Philippines somehow, some way, they defend against Malaysia.
Somehow, some way, the combination of the ultimates, and it just well-timed. Again, a distraction. I mean, how many diversions do they have? They have the one from Luyi, and then they have Saison. And this is what I was talking about earlier with the Nolan, man. They're going to put him in one of the lanes, force a response from Malaysia, and they just turned what should have been a dire situation, possibly game-ending, to now they're running down mid to get turrets. Talk about IQ in the game. Now Philippines, what more do they get from this turnaround?
The fact that they got a base turret up top with Saison on the Nolan. We were talking about this, Iesl, right? As we get into the later stage of the game, this Nolan is going to be a big threat in the side lanes. And we saw that and convinced, I mean, this is just crazy. The fact that they got the base turret was already good, but it's the base turret in the far lane. Far lane away from the next neutral objective. It's going to be really tough now for Malaysia to handle that. The fact that Philippines still have more macro control because they have a diversion, and on top of that, they have a Nolan, and they have to just deal with the far lane somehow, because it's very possible that we see a split push from Team Philippines up top.
You have to remember, this is such a weird situation to be in where, again, you are controlling, if you're Malaysia, you're controlling that pace, you're knocking on the base turrets. You got 2 of them down from the Philippines. But because of the mere fact that, again, you're playing against the diversion, and they could easily just, if they wanted to ignore the next Lord coming up here, send Saison somewhere to push the map, they can completely do that if they want to. Not to mention there can be fake out diversions too. That's all part of the creativity that we mentioned earlier on. So Malaysia finds themselves in a precarious situation approaching this next objective.
The good thing about this Lunox pick from Malaysia is they might not even need to care about the side lane control. They have a Lunox together with an Alpha, so you can actually burst down the Lord real quick, right? That should be the angle of attack for Malaysia right now. They actually are holding onto the Lord. This is an enhanced Lord, not an evolved Lord just yet. We are not at the 18th minute of the game. But it does seem like for Team Philippines, they're the ones sending Luyi up top. This is it.
Luyi's there, handling the wave. A fourth of the health on the Lord here. Saison go!
Oh! Saison with the assassination. Loliel goes boom! In the back now, it's going to be an all-out fight, and Skies wins out the Stormy battle. Saison with the immortality by a Storm is going to be very low. Torres takes him down. Still, Caltizi taken out by Skies. Pops him in a ground as the AOG comes around as well. A great immortality buy from Skies right now. That's going to be Torres jumping in. Skies, Spear of Alpha, but Torres gets the double. Malaysia win the neutral objective, but Philippines win the fight.
They win the fight. They're starting to slowly but surely turn things in their favor. Yes, you get the Lord. You're able to buy some more time. You need that time for the 3 members of Malaysia to come back up. but Philippines will go ahead and clear this out relatively quickly, utilizing their ultimates and everything else to clear things and push into these base turrets if they can. Saison, decisive assassination at the bottom there before that Lord take. And again, you're playing around the fact, look at the range here. You're getting a preview of the range on that diversion, obviously maxed at this point, and it's relatively close still. This game is so close, it's still a 50-50, and this is where you start to see the brain work of both the teams,
ridiculous
right?
stuff.
The way that they play the macro level and at the highest level, mind you, is what is going to separate this game number one. And remember, it's a best of three, man, so all this, again, diversion going to be used. They're looking for their own setup here behind enemy territory. Gojez, though.
Taunt comes in. You have enough damage to burst. Gojez down. Oh my god, they do! Even with the revitalize, Gojez gets taken out.
That's a little bit too much damage. Big damn coming out from Philippines, and now knowing their numbers advantage in their favor, they'll handle those waves. They still gonna handle the top two. This might be an opportunity where they're able to get closer to the base, but because of the way that, again, this lineup is from Malaysia, they need to go ahead and do that a couple times or even just win the next Lord. They're in a relatively good position, though, if they keep pressure here on this side of the map, to have that advantage when it comes to the Lord. Because remember, even if they feign the Lord take in less than a minute, they can always send someone on that top side to push in, and that's something that Malaysia has to look out for. Whoa!
Loliel almost getting the kill, back again, penalty zone though, locks him down. Gomez going for the taunt, and again Loliel will be caught. Great recovery from Stormy. Does he have the flicker to go for the chase on the Saison? He has the flicker, but Saison buys the immortality just right in time. It's going to be a chase from Stormy. Torres walking back again to win a crown bot from Saison, and Stormy walks up again. It'll be a kill on the other side. Fernandez taken out. Gomez buys the winner crown, uses it in time, pops in to revitalize, but it's not enough to keep him alive. Torres has to be very careful. 20 seconds on the clock for an evolved Lord.
Oh, a little messy there from Philippines. They had to respond to that, and they're going to have to go back to base. And this could also mean that that Lord goes in the hands of Malaysia, so they're going to have to pull something creative off again. They still have Torres, they still have Saison. Timers-wise, Galantas will be back up too, so they can still play again with this diversion. Loliel did so much damage, though. Uh-oh, once again, he's going to have to clear this out. Lord's going to be started up. How do they approach this? Look at the positioning. Pay attention to where Philippines goes across the map. Torres given all the information on what's going on here with this Lord. He's going to swing back around. There's the diversion.
Diversion into the bush. Galantas will take it. Skies wins out the red tree, takes it for the team. Saison in the back line, trying to go for the assassination. Great brilliance timing. Stormy able to get him. Terrified for Gojez to stun.
Those micro decisions, man. Every single time throughout this game. I mean, we're 21 minutes in, but those small moments, even with Loliel using the brilliance to survive that burst, helps them stay in this a little bit longer. So once again, they'll push in with a pretty beefed up Lord this time around. This is going to be quite the fancy footwork that Philippines has to pull off to stay in this game. Fernandez also picking up the Athena shield. They know they're being overloaded with magic damage right now as Malaysia walks in with this Lord. Saison still 15 seconds away. Can Philippines defend this with 4?
It's going to be very tough. Glorious pathway in the back line. Fernandez trying to go for the front line as well. Skies bursts it down. There's Gomez, jumps in as well. It's going to be the immortality buy from Skies. That's a penalty zone used up earlier. Winner crown used up. Gomez, AOG to the back, unable to find anyone. That's Torres falling down. Galantas is next. Stormy has a killing spree, and Malaysia